Hello and welcome everybody. My name is John Hobby. You know how sometimes when I set this up and I'm standing here under these bright lights, you know how sometimes like words from your past come back and hit you really hard? My grandmother, who's from Wales in Great Britain, she loved this word barmy. What a barmy twit, and she would always just, that was one of her favorite adjectives. And so right now, that's how I feel. Barmy twit right here, standing under these bright lights. And while I'm feeling like this, shameless plug, check the description below, Patreon link. That would be hugely helpful if we could get 20 subscribers by April. And that money is going to good use. I'll talk about what we're doing here in 2017, and that's why you're probably watching this video. We're wrapping up season 2 of the Great Poker Chip Adventure. I have some concluding thoughts, not colluding, but conclusions. And we're going to fire up season 3, if you can believe that. There are that many stock poker chips in the world and there's actually going to be some released this year that I'm excited about. So later this year, hopefully midsummer, late summer, we can start up season 3. That'll be a lot of fun. And then we're diving into custom poker chips here in the next couple of months. We're going to talk about design, what I'm going to do to begin with, discuss labels, ceramics, and full-on customs. And again, that's not going to be cheap. So we could really use your support. And then we're also doing a craps table build. This was a Patreon-only exclusive series where I'm going to build a craps table by hand and document the whole build on video. And that's what this whole channel is, right? It's just documenting an amateur looking for poker chips, stock poker chips, custom poker chips, and my little hobbies right here. So that should be pretty interesting. I love using hand tools. There's something really fulfilling about using a simple hand tool, like this little plane right here. Speaking of my grandmother, just had another flashback. I love the way she would always be understated. Like she would see somebody that any American would just deem as the ugliest person in the world. And she would just be like, oh my, that person is very plain. She's very plain looking. He's very plain. Meaning heinously ugly, but that was her nature, was to be understated. So I loved that. Anyway, I just thought of that because I pull out a hand plane here. I've used this for a couple of years. Maybe I'll tell you all about it, but this is one of my favorite planes, Stanley number 5. It's been around a little while, and I bought it used. So, and right here, this is going to be part of the structure of the craps table. The actual playing surface itself is recycled plywood, and this is normally I am not really big on environmentalism. Occasionally I take little steps, occasionally I'll reach the extra 6 inches and put a bottle in the recycle bin instead of in the garbage, stuff like that. But I'm using a recycled piece of plywood here for the craps table playing surface. It's going to be covered in felt. I'm not worried about it. And for the rest of it, I'm going to use walnut. So this is some FAS 8.4 walnut. I bought it Peach State Lumber. You can see the thickness right here. And Peach State Lumber, if you guys live in Georgia, definitely, or even Tennessee, go check out Peach State Lumber. They have a wonderful consumer section. You can walk in. They have tons of selection of mahogany, South American woods, and domestic woods. Very, very interesting. They have 5.4 walnut. They have 8.4 walnut, oak, birch. They have anything you can imagine. So it's pretty interesting. So that's going to be a Patreon exclusive, and something else that's going to be a Patreon exclusive, kind of a behind the scenes, like my setup. What kind of video editor do I use? What kind of camera do I use? How do I set up my lighting, my workspaces, workshop? All of that's going to be in that series as well. It would really benefit you to read comments in my videos. There are so many people that know so much more than I do about table builds, poker chips, custom poker chips, maintaining poker chips. One that I really struggle with are the breakdowns. How many chips should I buy of this or that? I always look to people other than myself because there's a lot of excellent knowledge out there. So please subscribe, check the links in the description below, read the comments, and I should really, really love my viewer base here on YouTube. Very mature, very helpful, very friendly. You guys are great. Thank you so much. You guys make this possible. My name is John Hobby.